Good afternoon. It's approaching midday. Welcome, 12 new movement snack. Not got my shoes on yet, I'm just going to put them on for this movement snack. So, the morning is gone, the afternoon is here. Bex is on a course today, you think you saw her this morning. And you've got me for the next two movement snacks. Hang on, let me just do my shoelace up. So I've just been to the gym with Neve this morning before school. Come home for a couple of hours, just been out, not long been back home actually. I thought I'd pop and get my knee seen to. So I've had a bit of massage and pressure points, I think they're called trigger points. What they do is they just make you squeal a little bit. But actually it's freed it up nicely, so well worth it. I've just had one leg done, so I'm a little bit lopsided, I guess. I'm sure it'll be fine though. Anyway, afternoon Mrs. Perry. Good afternoon Jill and Malcolm. Good to have you in. You've not been in for a while, but you might have been doing a few catch-ups along the way. Hey, hope you're both doing all right though. So that's it for now. That's no more attendees to report upon. The register is small for this 12 noon at the moment. Couple of minutes to go though, so we'll see what happens in the meantime. Even if there's just a couple of you, we'll still go with movement snack, of course, because there might be many a catcher-upperer looking for a 12 noon snack. And it's a bit bang in the day, isn't it, 12 noon? I mean, I know that is its purpose, to be bang in the middle of the day. But sometimes we're doing stuff. Right, afternoon, Gillian. And Bridget, I hope me duck. Good to have you here. Welcome along. Hiya, George. How are you? Raining. Yeah, I know. It's not good at all, is it? All this rain. I tell you what, somebody put on one of our football groups, because we're kind of joking on there saying we're going to start growing rice in the field, and we need the RNLI to come out to do a pitch inspection, and we need lifeguards rather than referees, stuff like that. We've been joking around saying, but I think that is actually the case. Oh, shall we join a water polo league rather than a football league? I think we've had something like, I don't know, we've had like 125 millimetres of rain in February, whereas last year, we only had something silly like 25 millimetres, or however they measure it, of rain. There's some vast difference anyway. They might not quite be the numbers, but there's some very vast difference in between rainfall from February this year to February last, that's for sure. And yes, we are wading through the pitches. Fingers crossed everything all calm down and stop raining though as we approach the weekend. Anyway, afternoon O'Deal, Maddie, Gillian with the J, and George is giving me a 3-2-1 nudge. Afternoon, welcome. It's Tuesday the 12th of March. Is it the 12th? Yeah, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th on Friday, Willow's birthday. Yes, afternoon, Maddie, watching from a taxi. So yeah, getting through March already. Shall we get on with the movement snack? So from standing then, stand as tall as you can make yourself. Just taking a rod up your back, straightening it out, salting the shoulders back, pedal the legs when you're ready. Get the ankles, feet and toes moving. Just find your steady pace here. From seated, a bit of hip walking. Bring you into a more open space at the front of your chair. Your backs of your thighs, your arms around you, got plenty more space. and pedal the legs away from there. You might want to bring that into a leg march. You might want to drop it back to a foot pedal at some point. See how you go. Pace wise, nothing too fast, choppy, and movement wise, nothing too intense or high level. Just steady, low level warm up mode. Bringing the arms in then, let's get some movement going in the upper body. So you might just have the one arm in. You might feel ready to bring the second arm in. If not, just swap sides with your external support. See if you can get yourself going in opposite arm to leg, similar to how you'd walk like you mean it down the road. So you'd stride it out, opposite arm to leg. If you want to go for a travelling circulation boosting, exit stage right or left, and just stride it out up your room, round the kitchen, somewhere like that, and then bring yourself back in front of your device again. Keep going. Now, hips can feel a bit squashed in seated, and that can be dependent on how high or low your chair is as well, how low your chair is mainly. So you can come back down to foot pedals. They work quite nicely with arm marches as well. Just notice how you feel now from how you felt a moment ago. Maybe just a little more breathing deeply that you're feeling. You feel the rib cage moving, the chest lifting as you breathe a bit more. You might even notice just your heart rate is slightly raised. There we go. That should do us nicely. That's all we need from our circulation booster. Right, let's have a look at some stepping, some striding options for us to do. A few different things. We'll do a couple of knee bends to start off with, just to get the legs warmed up. You might want to have your external support in front of you, or you can have it to the side of you by all means. I'm going to show you from the side. Have a look at this. Notice how my hips sit back first. There's a small lean on the body, and then the knees take it down the rest of the way into your side bend, into a knee bend. So stand tall, sit your bum back, just let the knees bend slightly, then push your hips backwards. Now you can go as low as you can, providing you can smoothly recover, and go as low as you can whilst keeping the knees in line with the toes, as in widthwise, and keeping the knees from shooting over the ankles, shooting over the toes. So what I'm saying is the line of your knees should go down to about your shoelaces. Should still be able to see your toes there. And your heels are quite definitely into the ground. So the weight's in the heels slightly. Just do a few of those. You might want to do a few of those with an added reach to the floor. Sit up tall in seated. Let's do a bit of a reach towards the floor. You might want to take your hands to the outside of your foot before sitting tall again, or you might want to take a reach down towards the floor with your hand coming in between your feet there. Do a couple of those, 3 or 4 if you like, and then tuck the feet back for a bit of a jockey lift. So first of all, clench the buttocks, bring your body forwards, and then just boost out your seat. Have your hands by all means down by the side of you to assist. You can have your hands just on your thighs there. That might feel a little bit more challenging. And you're just working through the thighs there. Try and control that downward phase as much as you can, rather than just plonking and feeling really heavily like you're sitting down. Okay, so changing the move then. Staying with the legs. Have a bit of space in front of you. So you might have some external support to both sides or just the one side. And just take a step forwards. And you can see there, it's not a massive step, but there's a bit of focus onto, have a look from the side, peeling the heel off the floor. Pushing your heel away from the floor, feeling your toe bones bend. So just keep there, alternating steps. Now from seated we can do that. Just tuck your feet back a little way to start with, and then step forwards, shift the weight and try and come into a single heel raise there. So that's a step, a shift and a heel raise on that leg that's tucked back. So we do it more in a phase than a step. So a step, a lean forwards a bit and then a heel raise there. So we're getting a bit of ankle movement, we're getting a bit of work through the foot. Step, lean, heel raise. And then do a few with a bit more fluid, linking that together. Okay, there we go. Can we start to stride a little bit longer with that stepping forward leg? So step forwards, get a good stride, maybe a small dip of the knees and then back. So linking that together. Sometimes if you've got a really big stride forwards, you might need a staggered step backwards. Have your feet around shoulder distance apart. For balance, quite often the feet will want to come more narrow, but that we know narrow positions of the feet really affect our balance. There's a small bend into the front knee and there is a bend into the back knee as well. Have a look from this side. So that back knee is attempting to get a bit lower to the floor. Now, because we'll be building strength through that lunging action, what we can do in seated is a split stance attempt at a jockey lift. So tuck one foot back, the other foot slightly forwards, bring yourself forwards and try a jockey boost from there. 2 or 3, 3 or 4 maybe, and then have a go. Just set it up. You'll feel the leg that's tucked back working slightly harder. Now, take a pause there from standing and arrange yourself so that you are facing your external support. Have we got there? Are we there? Now, we're going to take a step and a stride back to plant the ball of the foot down there. So long leg, it's kind of like when we step into that calf stretch, but we're staying with the heel lifted. So we plant the foot, bend the knees and step back in forwards. Plant the foot, bend the knees, return the step forwards and step in from back there to back to base can feel a little bit easier than pushing backwards to bring your feet back together. So plant, knee bend, push in. Plant, knee bend. Now if that does feel a bit more effortful, that's okay. Or a staggered step in, returning your feet back to base. Now, in seated, we're just going to take a step out wide. So you might want to take one step or that second step, which opens the knees a bit wider, and then 2 steps back to the central position. Just focusing on that stepping action. There might be a little swizz of your hips there, probably not on the first step, but definitely there's a bit of a swizz of your hips on that second step and returning step. Think about the ankle movement, the foot fall into the ground. If you need, have your hands just down at the side of your seat. And try not to be slouching or leaning backwards at all. So really using the centre of your body to keep yourself upright and active in the middle. Okay, take a pause there. So a variation of different stepping actions and knee bending moves. Are we okay with that? Hopefully you are. We're going to move on to just an upper body strength-based move. Now, you might have, oh look, there's a knee bend there, look. Check out my technique. You might have a band, or you might have a tea towel. So two quite different properties, non-stretchy, got a bit of stretch to it. So there are slightly different ways in which you can do this next move. We're going to have a look at some chest pressing. So I'll show you the one, and if you've got a tea towel, you can use that, because you're going to work in single arms. Bit of shoulder work in here too. You'll need one hand to fix and keep tight and secure, the other hand to move. So take your elbow just away from your trunk there. The elbow's just a bit lower than the shoulder, look. And then you're going to push the knuckles forwards and then return. Switch off, have a small pause, push and return. Switch off, have a pause. Bit of shoulder work going on there, as well as some squeezing and some working just through one side of your chest. So the fixer hand is into the side, just a bit below your armpit there, look. Have a go at that, do a few on each side. Your muscles will start to feel warmer, a little bit achy. You'll feel them working. If you've about had enough, see if you can do a couple of extra ones before you change sides. That way that we know we're working towards that fatigued feeling. If you've got a band, let's tuck the band round the back and then bring it up into your armpits. Now, with your grippage, the band's not wrapped around or pulling over the hands. You've got your grip and then your thumb on the top. And that way you keep your knuckles and your skin condition and the circulation. Both arms together. That's why we started the non-band option first, because they're going to be changing sides. For you, you'll work both sides together, pushing out the elbows, bending them back through. See how that feels? Remember, we're not actually doing that many. So if we can work quite hard within the amount that we're doing, then we'll get more out of it. So here, less repetitions, less repeats, and more resistance means less is more. And as well, it means that we finish what we're doing in a shorter amount of time, and we can get on with doing the normal day-to-day stuff. Can we start to feel that into the chest and around the front of the shoulders here? Pushing about height of your chest, central position, your hands are moving to. Just give you an aerial view there. That's what it should look like from the top. There. Feeling it in the grip a little bit. The thumb hinges. The thumbs are working quite hard to secure the band. There. And hopefully those of you who did the single arm option are about there as well. So just give your shoulders a bit of a roll. I want to give your arms a bit of a swing. Just have a fidget around, open up your hands, give those a bit of release from gripping, and job done. All right. You've been on the wrong snack, Vivian. How did you manage that? Sometimes I look at a message that somebody sent and I think, oh, that wasn't on today's snack. I wonder what happened there. Anyway, nice to see a few more of you in. George has just thanked Bex. Don't know where she is. Gillian, Chris, Maddie, George, Gillian again, Carolyn, Sandra, Vivian, Paul, all of you lovely people. Thank you very much for joining me on this 12 noon. Oh, Sandra's got a nice new hairdo, and but it's sitting down for a bit too long, isn't it? I hope you've had a good move around now and loosened stuff up. See you back here for 4, shall we? Take care, bye.